I'm about to take my little quad out here on my H108C. I'm going to take it out for a flight, but the temperature outside right now is about minus 20, 21 degrees, and it's windy. So I've had this Turnigy, this glove that you can put your hands in both sides. I'll just put my hand in one side to show, and you control your plane or your quad with the remote inside of that glove. It's got a little spot here which you can poke your antenna through, but you can see for this little micro quad I don't need that spot. So I'll just put my hands inside there, access my controller. And the other thing I bought when I bought this several years ago, I've never used it, was I bought this little temperature controller. It doesn't come with a XT60 connector on it. It came with just a standard for battery terminal connector. So I just soldered on an XT60. I'm going to use a 3S LiPo with it, and it comes with these. Show you these things. Maybe it's easier if I put this on my head. Hopefully that'll show up. It comes with these little heating pads, and they're meant to wrap around tires, I guess, and for remote control cars, and warm them up if you're driving in colder weather, to get your tires pre-warmed for a race or whatever. But anyway, I found even on the lowest power setting here, when I have this thing dialed all the way down, these get quite hot. So I'm going to put them inside the glove like this to avoid burning my hands, so that they still give off heat, but they're not going to be in direct contact with my hands. So here's what I'm going to do. I'll get this ready ahead of time, and I'll throw these power things in there. I'll hook it up to the temperature control. I've got the temperature control set on its minimum. Like I said, I found with the 3S they actually do get quite hot. Hoping that these aren't going to interfere with the transmitter at all. So I'll plug that in just before I'm ready to go outside to get it heated up, and I'll throw my remote in there. And with all the garbage in there, I imagine this is going to be a royal pain, which is why I haven't used this thing in the past. I think on its own, without those, all it's protecting you from is wind, not really cold. With the heaters, it might make a difference. But maybe I'll go out and I'll try a 5-minute flight, and it's quite cold out today, and see how this works. Okay, there we go. It says it's recording. And there's your first little example of why I don't like this kind of idea. There's no strap that comes with it, so it's hanging down here. It is actually fairly toasty warm in there. Wow, I can't see a thing. That sun is nasty. I gotta get to the point where I'm not flying into that sun. See, look at the snow on the bottom of my quad. I'm finding it kind of awkward because this little bag that I've got full of goodies is hanging off and putting pressure on my thumbs. It's pretty windy out here. So I'm really just doing this for a test of how warm this is keeping my hands, nothing else. And I'll tell you right now, I can feel the heat coming off those little things. My hands themselves are just fine. Unfortunately, I guess I need a neck strap or something to hold the glove up, and I need something to secure the battery and all the rest of that stuff because it's kind of heavy. At least heavy when you're trying to control something with your thumbs. Let's see if I can. I don't want to crash my quad, but I want to show you how it's pressing on my thumbs here, just because of the nature of the way I have it. Wow, that little, it's pretty windy. I doubt at this point that I'm actually getting, I can't see. Can't see because of the sun. I need to keep the quad on the other side of me here. So fine, it's shielding me from the wind. And my hands are warmer than my nose right now. Like I said, it's maybe minus 20 or so out here today. So warmth wise, this is working out just fine. I wonder how my battery is going to be after I'm all done. Yeah, I'm gonna bring this in. Okay, so I've just come back from my quick flight with this Turnigy flight glove. It's an old one. I don't even know if they sell this one anymore. And my little tire heater, if you want to see the packaging for that. Hobby King temperature controller. I don't know. Came with these two pads. This little control dial, which I had turned all the way down to minimum. And it came with a different connector. Like I said, I soldered on an XT60 so I could just run it off this LiPo. So this LiPo was 4.06 per cell when I attached it. So let's see how much that little flight out there chewed up a battery, because those pads get pretty hot. 381. So there you go. If you're going to use a 3-cell 1300, like this, you're not going to get much more than 5 minutes flight time, even at a minimal temperature setting. So to me, it's not worth possibly frying a LiPo to do this, the added weight and everything. What might work out here is they've got some of these hot pockets, I don't even know what they're called, like bear paws or hot pockets or whatever they are that you use inside your gloves. If you could throw 1 or 2 of those inside this and just Velcro it to the bottom, I think you'd probably be better off than all this weight. I mean, this is a cool idea, but it's a pain, and it's not worth draining. I doubt that there's a sensor on here that's going to shut down and not draw any more power from your LiPo. It doesn't know whether you've got a 2-cell, 3-cell, or what hooked up to it. So I'd say it's probably not worth the risk of this part of it. As for the temperature glove, I mean, how it worked, I was able to get my quick flight in there. It's minus 20 outside. My hands weren't cold at all. So it works. I don't know if I'd recommend it, but it works. I'm giving the Turnigy, I don't know, hand warmer bag, whatever you want to call it, another chance. I've put a 2200 battery in it, so it's going to last a little longer. And I've attached it to a neck strap, and you can see just a piece of corrugated plastic right there holding it on. I've got my JJRC HHC. Hopefully it'll still work today after the pain that I caused it yesterday in the snow. I'll fire that guy up there. I've already got this turned on and plugged in. Hopefully at a minimal setting it is. And give myself a little bit more rates. So I don't have a camera on the quad today, so I should be able to handle the wind a little bit better, and I should be able to get a little longer flight time out of this guy. still that sun. Sun is my major problem. So with the neck strap, I'm finding I don't have the same problem. I'm not suffering the same problem. I should have worn sunglasses. I can almost smell burning. Like a wire's burning up inside of this strap. So I'm not sure what that's all about. Certainly is nice and comfortable. My fingers aren't cold at all. It's minus 20 degrees. There's a bit of wind out here, so I'm not really trying to do anything with the quad. I've never even tried to flip with this quad. Hey, look, it flips pretty well. Let's get up a little higher. Try a front flip. That's not bad. Really, with the cameras I've been putting on this quad, maybe are just a little bit too much for it. Because without a camera on it, it's quite a beautiful flyer. I'm able to control it well. It's even handling the wind that we've got pretty well. Although it doesn't seem to be too windy right at this moment. I know it was earlier. I was having quite a bit of trouble controlling it. I bet if I went up high enough, I'd hit some wind. Yeah, once I get up above the houses, I hit a significant piece of wind there. Pretty tight flips for a larger toy quad. Oh, there, I hit the ground there. There, now the wind's coming back. Again, my hands are perfectly warm inside the glove. So for flying quads, maybe this glove isn't such a bad thing. For flying planes, I can't see myself being able to launch the plane. But once the thing's in the air, it is nice and comfortable on my hands. I gotta admit, it's nice to not have the pain in my fingers. Get a little bit of height there. Getting pretty good flight time as well without the extra weight of the... Do a flip up higher. Without the extra weight of the Mobius or even the 808 keychain camera. There, it's feeling the wind up there now. So that's full power on that descent. So the battery, I am losing battery. It's still not flashing though, so it still thinks it's got lots of time. No, it won't flip anymore. So definitely that's it for the battery. Oh, there we go, we're flashing. Hold on. My hand stayed warm. My hands definitely stayed warm. Nice and toasty inside that glove. It is really, really cold out today. Test 2 of this Turnigy warm glove went a lot better than test 1. The addition of the neck strap really makes a huge difference for being able to use this. The neck strap keeps the glove up like this, and you can see it's got it kind of holds its shape a little bit like that, so you've got some room to maneuver your controller around, and all the junk that I was worried about before just kind of sits here at the bottom. Really didn't get in my way. So for small controllers like this one for the JJRC HHC, it's not a problem. If you had a larger controller, your neck strap for your controller itself might go through this same spot, but the problem with that is it's going to pull the controller up to that bag. So if you just hold your controller free, you might be all right. These are pretty warm. I'm going to pull this stuff out. It's got a little bit of a burning smell that I'm a little concerned about. I'm not sure where. It's probably coming from these pads because they're brand new, hopefully. Let's see how much I've got left on this battery. Unfortunately, I didn't check the battery at first, but I think it was fully charged. So let's see. I was out there, I don't know, for a 6-7 minute flight maybe. 381, 382, and I assume the third one would have been about the same. 381, 382, 383. Okay, so 10 minutes on a 2200 lipo and you're at 3.8, which is good. I mean, you can go a little lower than that without a problem. I wouldn't go say I wouldn't go 15 minutes. I'd start to get pretty concerned. So if you're doing a 10-minute flight, you're going to need a 2200 lipo, and you'd be good to go. But my hands, I didn't have gloves on. I was out there in the minus 20 degree temperatures, and my hands are fine. The quad performed pretty nicely out there without the camera. I was happy about that. I was able to get some flips in and have some fun. So that's 2 tests I've done. Initially I was going to say that I wouldn't recommend it, and now I'm not sure. I'm kind of on the fence. I think if it's +5, I'm not going to use it. If it's 0, I can probably still do a 15-minute flight with just my hands, and it'll be a little cold. -10, -20 if I want to go out and fly the quad. Probably days that I wouldn't do a 10-minute flight, just like I just did out there. Sure, it's not too bad. So I'm going to leave it assembled like this, and I probably will end up using it again. I don't know if I'd recommend somebody else buys it, but since I already have it, why not? Anyway, thanks for watching. Take it easy.